Shalom, shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Habakkuk. All right. And double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well. And honors and salutations to the men of the Lord doing the same, teaching the same, wherever you're scattered at in the earth. All right. I got two, I took screenshots. All right. First, this is on the news. All right, this was on the news. And it says, this is what Donald Trump said. Okay, and it says, I love the smell of deportations in the morning. Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War. You see, and it says at the bottom in red, it says President Trump, Chicago is about to experience Chipocalypse. Okay. So hey, we've been warning you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, you know, Esau, the so-called white man, who is the devil the Bible speaks of. Okay. He's about to come down with great wrath, you know. Beginning with the elites though, the ones that control the world. All right. Even on down to your regular everyday Edomite, so-called white man. Okay. Even they about to come down with great wrath. All right, they're gonna let their hatred just pour out of the pores. You know, it's not gonna be no more going along to get along. All right, the Lord is taking that spirit of peace. All right, the Lord is taking that spirit of peace and safety. All right, uh, complacency. You know, because our people, they're settled on their leads. Okay, they're comfortable here. All right, now our people are scared for what's to come. You know, 2/3 of our people, that is. All right, the hopeful elect and Lord willing them of the elect number, they're in a totally different mindset. Okay, 2/3 of our people in the rest of the world, they're afraid. Okay, they're afraid. They're scared. You know, for what's coming on earth. You know, they're confused. All right, they're in a state of panic. That's why you got people, stockpiling, doomsday prepping. Okay, and 2/3 of our people, your so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, that's non-believers that don't believe in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. Okay, all right, you're the ones who's in this condition. All right, and who is in that state of mind of panic, uncertainty. You're afraid of what's coming on earth. Okay, but the 1/3, which represents the hopeful elect and Lord willing of that number. Okay, uh the elect is in a state of rejoicing. All right, happy because what, you know their salvation is nigh. All right, we can tell by prophecy, that Yahweh Shah is very close to coming back to this earth. Okay, so Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah is about to soon take down our enemies. All right, using World War III. Okay, the Battle of Armageddon. All right, and also using the chariots. Using the chariots of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. Okay, so we don't have that much longer in this captivity. All right, we really don't have that much longer in this captivity. Okay, and that's why you got a lot of brothers, brothers and sisters having a lot of dreams too. Bringing forth, you know, their dream that they had, you know, And it lines up with prophecy, you know. So I'm gonna start off with this precept, okay? All right. So what Trump is doing got these niggas scared, okay? So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who are not in the truth, who are behaving themselves like 2/3 until proven otherwise, okay? All right. But guess what? Us in this truth, we're gonna trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. We know what's going on, okay? The Lord has given us this eye salve to see, all right, to see clearly, to see what's going on, to see the future, and the Lord been preparing us spiritually and mentally for what's to come. So we literally already know what's about to happen before it happened. Thanks to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah and through the Rakak Wadash, the Holy Spirit. Okay, so there's Psalms 17:8. It says, "Keep me as the apple of the eye, hide me under the shadow of thy wings, from the wicked that oppress me, from my deadly enemies who compass me about." Yeah, we're behind enemy lines. Okay, we're in captivity. We're in slavery. All right, you know, and those of us in this truth, we can clearly see that we're in slavery. Okay, now you have certain people out that's of the world, that don't believe in it. They don't believe in anything. They're basically atheists. All right, they just believe in money or whatever. But you got certain people like that. They'll even say that this is modern day slavery. And they'll be telling people that, but motherfuckers, they don't even believe the prophets. All right, they don't even believe the prophets. They damn sure not gonna believe. Or Salaki, I take that back. Because the world love his own. You know, Salaki. So the world love his own, and it still don't listen to people that's in the world. You know, but we are in captivity, slavery. All right, and our enemies, deadly enemies, compass us. All right, and Esau, he set traps for Jake. You know, bait cars. All right, shit, all these drugs and guns, it came from Esau. Okay, all um, the rap music, it came from Esau. Even though he's using the puns as niggas, you know, the puns, the people you see out front is niggas. You know, male and female niggas that's rapping these lyrics, for millions of dollars. Okay, but Esau is using that to poison you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. All right, and 2/3 of our people, they're so stupid they don't even see um they don't even see the snare. They don't even see the snare. All right, but us in this truth, we're gonna trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. Okay, it says they are enclosed in their own fat, with their mouth they speak proudly. They have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth. Right. So for decades, Esau been preparing for this moment. And, for decades, the elder apostles of Great Millstone been telling you, people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who's the 12 tribes, hey, this is what's coming, the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, and the Neuralink, that's coming. Okay? Esau about to come down with great wrath. All right? Martial law is coming. Jacob's trouble is coming. This damn devil hates you. Okay? And we in the truth, we know that. All right? The scripture said, never trust thine enemy. All right? Even 2/3 of our people are our enemies. Okay? But we understand the wicked on the earth, all right, our deadly enemies is Esau. Okay, it says, they have now they have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth, like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. Exactly. So for a while, you know, and like Elder Pastor always say, these elites are actually, I think he said they're 20 years behind. Okay, so these elites are actually behind schedule because they've been wanted this new world order to be in place a long time ago. Okay, you know, and if I said it wrong, a brother can correct me, but I'm pretty sure Elder Pastor said that these elites, they're behind schedule. Okay, and I believe he said they're like 20 years behind schedule. All right, so it says but hey, they speeding up though. Hey, Esau, the so-called white man, he's speeding up. Okay, they're speeding up their agenda. They're speeding up their new world order and trying to bring it to life. Okay, and like we always warn you people, the day is coming. The system already in place, but the day is coming to where they're gonna make the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, and that Neuralink mandatory. And if you don't take it, you're gonna be put in concentration camps and killed. Okay, so these elites, they see, Yahweh is sending Yahweh Shai with the angels back to the earth and those so-called UFOs, which the Bible calls chariots. Okay, so they see, the Lord and the angels are approaching this earth, and they trying to hurry up. All right, you got World War III brewing, so they got a lot of pressure, and from the prophets, okay. So let me get that precept. I think this. Okay. Yeah, here you go. Second Thessalonians 2:8. Second Thessalonians 2:8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Okay? So Esau has received a lot of pressure because he's been exposed by the prophets, beginning with the elder apostles, great millstone, down to the least of us. All right. So he's been exposed by the prophets as being Esau, as being the wicked on the earth, as being the devil that the Bible speaks of. And not only that, but all his agendas, his plans, his propaganda is all being exposed. Okay? And then on top of that, you got these certain podcasters. They're exposing this government as well. So you got a lot of exposing going on, in these last days. Okay? So Esau time is up. Okay? He see that his time is up. They're losing power. All right? They're losing power over the earth. Okay? They're losing trust over the earth. All right? So that's why they're speeding up. That's why they're speeding up. So this Revelation 12:12. Okay? Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. All right? He know he have a short time. That's why he's speeding up. But the Lord's speeding up time too. All right? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is shortening the days for the elect's sake, and Lord willing them of that number. Scientists have already proved that time is moving faster than it used to. They already proved that. Some people say it's, it's conspiracy, but who cares what they say? All right. Those of us in this truth, we know every word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is true. Okay, let me get that precept. First, it says celestial events of September, September 7th. You got the blood moon, the solar eclipse, and the fall equinox. Okay. All right. So this is a great sign in the heavens. All right. So you got all this at once. All right. And that's today. Okay. That's gonna happen today. All right. Excuse me. All right. I think it said 7 times. Here you go. Psalms 12 and 6. The words of the Lord Yahweh are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. You see? So the Bible is true. All the history in the Bible, it happened. All the prophecies of the future, they will happen. Okay? All the prophecies of old, and Esau has confirmed that they're true. They found Noah's Ark. Okay. you know, I think there's Mount Everest. It has like it has an element. It has like a certain element on it that can only be found deep, deep, deep underwater, deep, deep, deep in the ocean. Okay. So that also, backs up Noah's flood, the great flood, that Yahweh brought on the earth during Noah's time. Okay. So it's so much evidence. All right. It's Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay. Um, Scientists, they got proof that actually happened. All right. So on and so on. So the Bible is true. The Bible is a spiritual book, and that's what people don't understand. All right. And it's our book. All right. The Bible is for Israelites, written by Israelites. Okay. Okay. So this Acts, let me see, I'm about to close out though. This Acts chapter 2 and 19, and I will shew wonders in heaven above and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before that great and notable day of the Lord come. Okay? Call her Allah Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right? So yeah, it's about to go down. All right? These are signs. These are omens. Like the brother Jeremiah said, these are omens in the heavens. All right? In the sky. Shemayim. All right? So we don't have that much longer. Lord willing, we're out of here soon. Baba Kashah. Baba Kashah, Baba Kashah, Lord willing, we out of here soon. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. So I want to end it and give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Harakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord doing the same, teaching the same. Shalom.